What the fuck is good?
It was my dad.
Welcome back to Workforce Titans, baby. The podcast by the working man for the working man. How we doing?
That's
we have a
what it's
steamed
called,
guest.
Workforce
Titans.
Wow.
Yeah, you like that?
Okay.
We have Ed McGonigal and John Kensil and Sweet Tubbs.
Hey, people. Yeah.
And we have a coquette. We have a lady on the floor, Cynthia. Wave your hand up in the air. We're there, baby. This is nice. You better fucking laugh the whole time, loud. How you guys doing?
Good.
I do like that you came on the podcast. You didn't know what it was called, Ed.
I had no idea. I didn't know. So it's about workplace. Okay.
Nah, we just talk shit and drink.
Okay.
Yeah. On the Patreon, sometimes we get into like some
give a tutorial.
Yeah, work shit, and we usually drift off into workforce Titans-esque conversations. You know
Somebody
what I mean?
started and fuck Iran already. Let's go. What's good in the chat, dude?
It's funny, like when a chick comes on a job site, it's like the same thing in here. Like all the dudes are like, woman. You know what I mean? Like, there she is.
I started flexing.
Gay people.
Workforce Titans.
Yeah.
So why'd you call it Workforce Titans?
Because we're both blue-collar retards. He's a plumber, I'm an electrician.
That's what we are. That's all.
Yeah.
I worked in a factory for 27 years.
What kind of factory?
Yeah, we made paper boxes.
What factory?
Oh,
So
cuts?
my father is a printer, 40 years in the box industry. He worked at all kinds of places. He worked at Stone Container, then he worked at Busy Board in Phoenixville, and then he actually retired out of Acme Corrugated Box.
Okay.
Shit.
No, I worked over in Pensacola, New Jersey for a while. We had a couple different names. We were packaging coordinators, and we were Catalan, and we Burgess and Y. We had several. I was there a long time.
You done with that now? No more boxing?
Oh, I got fired about 12 years ago.
What'd you do?
I hit a Puerto Rican guy.
Justified.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm
it was
assuming he had it coming.
Oh, he had it coming.
What'd you hit him with?
Just hit him, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah,
What did he do?
He was just always mouthing off, telling me I was a faggot and a bitch, and I just...
Being a Puerto Rican, dude.
That's exactly right.
That's a
Running his
justified
mouth.
punching.
Yeah, and
You can't let that slide.
enough's enough. You know what I mean?
Enough was definitely enough.
You gotta let him
Everybody has a
have it. It's
limit.
fucked up. Did he get fired too, though?
No, that's the part. Because he lied and said I attacked him for no reason.
Did he have a witness? He had a witness?
Yeah, who lied
That's
for
where
him?
it
A
is,
Puerto
yeah.
Rican girl. She lied for him.
Yeah, they stick together.
Double trouble,
Of
dude.
course.
You know?
Dude,
I
two
just-
Puerto Ricans see McGonigal coming. They're like, fuck this guy.
Exactly what happened. Bingo.
Damn, dude.
Yeah,
Take
that's
it down.
fucked up, dude. But that's factory shit, man. My old man worked in factories his whole life. He said, bro, they'd lock people in the trailers and shit, like let them work it out back in the day.
Oh, that's
you know what I mean?
sure.
Get a fair one in
Yeah,
the trailer.
like, yeah, work it out, bro. They close the door. You know what I mean?
sure.
And let it rip. But
That was one of my first jobs. Was at a fucking makeup. What was it? Estee Lauder. They do like cologne and fucking makeup.
Where was
Nice.
that? Up in Ben Salem or something?
Trevose. It's like right what's that fucking road called?
It's
It's like right on the way to. It's like right by the old comedy cabaret. Like in that back little weird industrial
Oh,
park.
yeah.
On the turnpike.
Right, yeah, I think I knew where that was.
Like Red Lion Road out
Just
that
used to
way.
get fucking way too high and just go and fuck up an assembly line for 3 hours every day
Wow.
after school. Yeah, I like that job. I got caught sleeping in an office once they put me in the warehouse. I got fired from that.
Oh, there you go.
My uncle
That's- I
Bob.
never-
My uncle Bob had to take me down.
I never did much like I guess the closest thing I had working in the back of shop, right? That was our little thing. We used to climb up on top of the fucking toilet paper rolls and shit, and like take a nap. You know what I mean? We would like just shut the freezer door and eat a whole box of fucking Snickers ice cream bars. You know what I mean?
I worked, dude. It was like me and like 5,000 Indians. I remember my boss's name was Dipti. Dipti. It was I'll never forget that name.
Surprised he didn't get punched.
I never slept on the job.
It's a lady.
And I worked the overnight shift for a number of years. I never slept on the job.
No? Dude, I will catch a nap if I'm hungover.
I was a kid, man. We were always
High.
like getting fucking high and shit. Yeah, they were doing coke in the walk-in boxes and shit. That
Wow.
shop right
I would have been
was
employee of the
nuts.
fucking year if they were doing coke at the warehouse. I would have been crushing shit. I would have been packing everything up, dude.
But it's funny. So Kensil, fellow plumber, right? And we were talking. I told a buddy of ours. I hope he's fucking watching, our boy Luber. And had a short conversation because it's like, dude, this guy is the funniest guy you've ever met, and
He
he's
better be Luber.
a supply house comedian, dude. He is fucking hilarious. I mean,
He's naturally funny. He is. I know a handful of like people just like they're like Artie Lang, just honest and like Eric Todd's that way. I know
I know Eric. Yeah.
Just naturally, he's like Billy. Just
It's a wild motherfucker.
hilarious to talk to.
Dude, I remember one time he picked up his guitar and wrote a song in minutes about how I couldn't make chicks come, right? It was so funny. But it was like...
Oh, Luber's in there, dude.
Yeah.
What's up, Luber?
Hell yeah, motherfucker. Dude. So, dude, I was like a groomsman at his wedding and shit like that. The only...
How old is he?
Luber's got to be like 15 years older than me. I'm 40, right?
I was about to say, it's like my parents, like fucking YouTube. It's always just their nickname and then 4 letters. It's probably the last 4 of his social.
He would hit like he was so funny. I remember this one guy's company was called like Ameriflow, and every time as soon as he walked in the door, he'd be like, "Yo, what's up, Amerigay?" You know what I mean? And he would just call all guys' names. And one day the guy was like, "Billy, that's it, man." And he was like, "Come here, I'll kick your Ameri ass, dude." Like,
I got a story about Billy. Billy, you'll know this. There's a guy we know named Andy Finn. His brother used to work at Penny Pack. Well, Andy came in. His other brother was a boxer. And Andy came in, and Billy goes, "How'd your son do in his boxing fight last night?" And this guy, Andy, goes, "He won."
He won?
And Billy goes, "Won?" What kind of word is that?
What the fuck?
Won.
Penny Plumber Supply?
yeah. So when my mom broke my dad's bird, and that was like, you know, they were getting it on. My mom looks like Miss Costanza from Seinfeld, and she was dropping that big Jewish ass in the old man one time and bent
he
his shit
broke
up.
his-
Yeah, like bent it, like
Oh
put a hook
my
on it.
God.
So Billy, yeah, dude, this was like Thanksgiving conversation.
Usually that's like a side bitch
So-
injury. Not a wife
It's
breaking
crazy
your
'cause
dick.
my mom's like Miss Costanza if she grew up in Castor Gardens. You know what I mean? Like the real Miss Costanza never did meth, right? And my mom used to fucking fuck around. So Billy in like minutes wrote a song called "The Ballad of the Broken Dick." He was so great.
And
then-
this guy never got a record contract with all this talent?
Incredible. He could pick up a guitar and make a song about anything or anybody. And he always had his guitar next to him and shit. He sat there and he plays with putty all day long to like strengthen his hands. And he was really
What
good
a
at guitar.
psycho.
What does he do for a living?
He Weird Al Stankovic,
He worked
dude.
at Penny Pack Plumbing Supply, which is now closed. From like 85 until they closed during the pandemic. He just had a chair. He was a counterman.
Is that the place?
and he
Where
picked
was
his
that
shit.
at? Right around?
Greg Street in Frankfurt on
Yeah,
Main.
yeah.
Yeah,
I know where
8047 Craig. So that was I worked there when I was a kid, and that's how I met like.
Oh, you knew him before that?
Yeah, so Kensil was
shit.
a plumber, him and his brother, and Kensil is a plumber, and Kensil would come in, and everybody would like gather around to hear like, "Why did the chicken cross the road?" jokes for a minute. You know what I mean? Like,
you bring a puppet out there?
You know what I mean?
You know, used to go there, Kevin Ryan from H. Foley.
Oh, yeah.
His brother's a plumber, and he worked for him for a little bit before he got smart, went to New York. That was a neat place. Have you drove past it lately?
Yeah, well, what's hilarious is the African hair braiding on Frankfurt Avenue. So they own 3 buildings, and the showroom is now African hair braiding. It's hilarious.
I might have met him because I used to
did.
deliver food. So I went there one time, and the guy was saying, "Hey, you know, you're a comedian, right? You know Kensil." So maybe that was him.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
That's him, Billy.
Dude, he's the best. I was a groomsman at this one wedding, but the only stipulation was that I had to walk down the aisle with his sister. And his sister, they're Ukrainian, so she got that onion head on her. You know what I mean? But she is a dime, right? She is hot as shit. And that was a couple of his friends got mad. He was like, "You know what? You got it, bro." So I got to walk down the aisle with his sister. His wedding was the fucking night of my life. 2 chicks one night, dude. I was
2 chicks at the same time?
Not one night, like 2 separate situations.
Nice.
But yeah, I remember I was banging this girl on her couch after his wedding, and her dogs were just staring at me like these 2 fucking dogs. And then I remember standing on the bus stop in like a tux at like fucking 5:45 in the morning on Frankfurt Avenue to go back to my car. Yeah.
Wow.
The smelly dick.
Yeah. Luber's the man, dude. I love
You
it.
know what's funny? Right behind is the Steve's Bug Off.
Right.
And you see when the guy finally closed the door, someone went and smashed all the toilets and sinks and stuff.
Yeah.
It's a bug museum.
Was it a
Dude, the
bug museum?
Yeah. I went there
Is
when I
that
come home.
closed now?
Yeah.
The insectarium.
Yeah, that whole little fucking all that has changed. I mean, it's all
Oh, your
different
whole
right there.
neighborhood has changed.
Yeah,
Come on.
yeah, but that little section right there, it was like all these small businesses and shit. Then there was like the seafood store we got our
Oh,
beer
the
at. up the
seafood
street
store
and
was
shit.
there for years. Yeah.
That's my neighbor, Marone. One was Marone's before.
Yeah, that was there
That
for years.
little block there, but going toward straight the Penny Pack, the railroad trestle, there was a pizza place there. It was,
Bill's?
yeah, but they had like wagon wheel pizza.
Yeah, so that was
What's that?
Mojo's.
Yeah, Mojo.
Oh,
Yeah, right.
yeah.
Well, it was. If you looked in the back, it was a shit box. Like there's rats
Yeah.
making your pizza and stuff. But
Oh, a lot of places are like that.
but now it's remodeled. That's called Laverne. Real good cheesesteaks.
So when it was Mojo's, the chick that worked there was like just hot as shit with like just something growing on her lip
Yeah,
all the time. You know what I mean?
saw
Like,
it, yeah.
she was bad as a motherfucker,
should be
but
in a
she just
restaurant,
had,
but-
like, always had a cold sore that was like a heartbeat. You know what I mean?
What are you gonna do?
So Billy was always like, "Yo, I'm going to get the pizza." You know?
Wow.
Dude, that was the best job I ever had, man. Like, just
Supply house?
Yeah, dude, we used to like
Oh yeah.
sprinkle M&Ms in the alleyway just to shoot the pigeons and shit
Wow.
while we were at work
yeah.
with a BB gun, and like it was just so cool. And working with guys like Billy, and it was just fun, man. It was a blast.
I thought it was neat as a kid going to my dad with the other owners, and my dad he didn't like because the bathroom door never shut all the way.
Yeah.
The metal door, it was off kilter. But that was a neat being around a kid. Hear my dad tell dirty jokes and buying
Did they have
stuff.
the naked calendar up?
They did years
I
ago.
think it's a dead art now.
If you go in the if you went in the basement bathroom, that was the hidden gem. I used to, when I was plumbing, I would stop there just to shit because I knew that basement bathroom.
Wow.
But there was a bunch of nudie magazines down there. You know what I mean? And you just sit there and you think like, how many plumbers jerk off
How
on
much
this
cum
fucking
am I in
toilet?
right now?
You know what I mean? How many of these
300
dirty
pound
motherfuckers
guys.
beat their dick right
like
here,
you're, like
bro?
you're like in a confessional.
The confessional, baby.
But like that was like, yo, that's what makes a workforce titan. Dude.
Yeah.
Like, those
If
are
you've never come in a dirty
that's like
bathroom, I don't know what to
our
tell you.
premise of this podcast is job site humor and all that shit. And that was like ground zero for that shit, man. That was so much fun. Even the owner, fucking Joe, was just a hilarious fucking guy. There was another supply house up the street, and it was funny. It was like Globo Gym, right?
Yeah.
And like the average Joes from the movie, because the supply house
yeah.
up the street, N&N,
Oh, they're the scumbag
real
one of them,
serious,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They all had earpieces on, and like
I hate a supply house with polo
dude,
guys.
they all had earpieces and polos, and they all match and shit. And Joe was so funny. This is before camera phones. We would make me an aluminum earpiece just to go up there, like out of like the aluminum from our lunch. You know what I mean? And like nobody would know I would do it because there's no cameras or nothing. And I would still go up there. I was so dumb that I would go up there like, "Yeah, Joe, they're out of 3-inch 90s," and come back like, "I fucking did it, dude." You know what I mean? And we'd laugh. You know what I mean?
There was the other supply house was Economy now it's like Betts. Anyway, Economy. But somebody up in they went up State Road, and there was a place called American Novelties. It was
Yeah, we were just talking about this at the barbecue.
Yeah.
Or Larry's. Shout out Larry for having us, by the way.
Oh,
It was a good time.
but some plumber came in with a big box. They made sex toys. It was a big cardboard box full of misprint sex toys. He went dumpster diving. It was like everything misshapen dildos and two-handed.
It's like TJ Maxx dildos,
Yeah.
the stitching's off.
And he brought it in the supply house, so it'd be funny. Hey guys, look at this, all right? Well, what do you call when you hire a secretary of temporary? It's Kelly girl. It was a staffing service.
Yeah, like a temp.
Temp. Yeah. Well, Bob gets this box, and he finds it was 4 foot long black dildo that was the size of a hoagie roll. It was like that long, right? I go, there's a girl back. No, she's going to see it. He goes, oh, fuck her, right? And he's walking. Hey, everybody, look at me. I'm Joe Frazier. and he goes, wait a minute. And he hopped up on the counter, and he's holding it, going, look, I'm Smarty Jones, the horse. I'm Smarty Jones.
I like how you had to say Smarty Jones the horse.
Yeah, and I see the girl.
Yeah, as opposed to Smarty Jones, the politician.
Not that Smarty.
Smarty Joe's my fucking boy from up there.
And I see the girl looking out. Next thing you know, I think she filed or did something. She complained of sexual harassment. Like, how do you get away? You can't deny he had this 4 foot long horse dildo.
It was a wrench.
There's another guy there. His name was Eddie Strange. I think he does windows now off Bridge Street, the car windows. But no, I'm sorry. It was Bob who did this. We did a job for a customer named Heyman. His last name was Heyman, like the wrestler.
Paul Heyman.
Yeah, Paul Heyman. He ordered some faucet or something. We had to bring him up to the supply house, and he had to sign for it. And he goes, I come walking with the guy, and he goes, what's the job title? I go, Heyman. And he goes, Heyman, let's go, no hope. Well, Mr. Heyman's right next to me.
Calling him gay.
Hey, man.
That's crazy. I bet you misshapen dildos got toes curling, bro. They're probably
dude,
hitting all kinds of
yeah.
spots, bro.
Special veins on them fucking
they're like
I feel like I'd rather take a misshapen dildo than just a straight one.
Hey, right? Put a hook on
a
that
band, like the Mentors or one of those like hard industrial bands, misshapen dildos.
It's funny. My wife had this box of dicks that floated around the house for a while. We even went we moved, we took it with us. She tried selling, like doing those, like, you know, you sell shit, have a party at the house instead of Tupperware, it's fucking dildos, you know? And she had like this, we moved, and it was like, oh, that's just a box of dicks, you know what I mean? Like, put it down in the basement. I think there's still some shit down there, dude.
That's such a funny idea to have like pasta salad and bring out double-ended dildos. Be like, who's trying to get railed?
What was Amir's? He had a joke about that. His wife had so many dildos that he has to stand next to her like a dildo caddy. I think the black one will be good for tonight.
The green's a little rough today.
Oh, that's funny.
It's not playing fast like usual.
There's videos there.
You ever pull a dildo out of a lady, John? You ever dildo a lady? Never.
No, but I thought I had a job. I found one. I did.
Dude, I had a job. Yeah, absolutely.
My brother's neighbor next door to his house. I was just in her house on Friday morning. Real nice lady. She had to run some heat lines, and we had to take a fake fireplace and move it. I moved it. I thought it was I don't know.
She fucking heating that motherfucker up. Feel real?
It wasn't veiny.
Yeah. Smooth.
Yeah, and I thought it was like a dog toy or a toilet paper holder. And I go, oh my god! And
it was behind a fake fireplace.
It must.
She was keeping it warm.
How did it get back there?
Someone came in and she checked it.
It was there when they built the house.
she was going to town and somebody fucking rang the doorbell.
And it's weird though. Once you see something like that, you'd never get that thought of your mind.
Oh, yeah.
That and a girl. Another time I was at some lady's house. I had to move a bed to like bleed radiators. It was a catcher's mitt, but with all these like spindles on it. I didn't know what it was. I thought it was like for getting dog hair off. It was a marital aid. It was
a marital aid.
It was a honeymoon toy.
A marital aid.
But yeah, that's bleeding radiators is the worst thing because you got to go. Like normally we're not in nobody's bedroom, right? Maybe there's an access panel, but normally we're not in their bedrooms. When we got to bleed fucking radiators in the house, it sucks, dude. That's like low man on the pole. Like, yo, go bleed the radiators because it's. You know, you're pulling beds out, fucking bed bugs. Who knows what's behind this bed?
Yeah.
Who knows the last time anybody's been there? You know what I mean? It's just, it's nasty. I hate bleeding around.
Look, I get them all the time when I'm, like everybody in their bathroom now does under cabinet lighting, so you got to hide the transformer somewhere, and it's always backed up on a closet. I'm like, yo, I got to go through this, so give you 5 minutes. It's like she's going to hide a gun somewhere.
There was a house at on I Street in Juniata, and I had to work in there. I had to bleed the radiators in this house, and there was a woman laying in bed the whole entire time, and she didn't move once at all. And you hear and I noticed the blankets weren't moving. Like she wasn't breathing. So I got her and looked at it, and here the guy was a pervert. He made a woman like had a paper mache mannequin stuff.
It wasn't a real woman.
No, it wasn't a real woman. She had hair glued to her head.
You can't make
good that he didn't hide that, having a plumber coming in. Right out.
Throw that under the bed, dude.
Guys, he's a plumber. Fuck him.
I seen a ravaged fucking doll on the ground, like a this tall like doll. Like some dude was disgusting. The leak was coming from his unit into the unit below. He didn't expect. I was like, dude, I got to get up there. And there was like he was ravaging this thing, and it was just laying on the floor in his bedroom. You know what I mean? It was kind of foul.
Just leaving it out.
He looked like somebody you wanted to kill with your hands. You know what I mean? He was disgusting. You know what I mean?
I live by Tarsville Boys Club off Linden Avenue, and the house faces that boys club. We did do a job last year for a guy, and we went in the house, and he wanted to move some stuff around. So let me see your heater if we can drain it out. In his basement was probably as big as this. He had a bed. Right, with raw iron bars on it and a mirror on the ceiling.
And it was a hooker bed.
It wasn't for like exercise.
Yeah, nah. He's bouncing on that.
There was these over in Castle Gardens, like Gillum Street. There was these two brothers. And oh my God, we don't know if they were like eating toilet paper and shitting it out or what, but like there was just so much toilet paper. It was an unbelievable amount coming up out of the drain. And when we were pole plunging, it was taking full disc out, like it was disgusting. So we go down to the basement, and there was just boxes and boxes of fucking gay porn in there. And I'll never forget the one on the top, like it burned in my brain forever. And it was just this fucking, it said 18 today, and this dude was holding two dicks, like 18 today, right on the VHS. And I remember being like, oh my God, you know. I used to hate. Remember I worked for TJ Barry, you know, Big Therm? Yeah. So I used to hate when Therm used to send me to that fucking house, man. I hate it.
You just got to go plunge the cum, dude.
Red Franklin, Tarsville and Harbison. Every year we'd have a different nephew help us out in the summertime. And he always got smart, went back to college and stuff. Right next to that playground by Tarsdale and Harbison, there's a playground. We're knocking on the door, and a big 6'4" naked, heavy, bald guy. Answered the door. He goes, the problem's in here. He had no problem being totally naked.
Oh, it was completely naked.
It's the middle of the day. I'm like, oh.
I'm not. If you're dick's out, I'm not coming in the house.
Yeah, no,
I can't do it.
I'm pretty good. I head down, bro. I try not to look at nothing anybody's got going on. Like that's the problem. I bring my kid to work, right? My kid's 13. And it's like, yo, you can't like look at their pictures on the fucking refrigerator. You can't
I'm in there. I'm looking at everything.
You can't be like checking shit out. Like my son's a kid, so he don't know no better. But that's why I told him, I'm like, you need to like knock that shit off, bro. You can't be leaning on their walls. Don't look through their stuff. Like I'm in, head down. I know where I'm going. Yeah. Even if chicks, I don't care if it's the hottest chick in the world. And I do a lot of property manager work, so I deal with a lot of like high young girls or like college girls and stuff. If they walk up the steps in front of me, I look at my feet the whole way up. Like I'm trained, baby.
Pull the brim down.
Yeah, like I am so good at fucking just eye on the prize here, right?
I am
like,
not.
Yeah,
I'm terrible there.
Yeah, well, I'm sure.
There's an ass I'm looking at, dude. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I can see it.
I asked my dad that one time. I don't know if he was joking or not because he wasn't really a joker, but he was funny, but not. I said, Dad, do you ever have a lady, like a customer, hit on you? And he goes, yeah, one time this lady came down in the night. You could see everything through it. And she said, she put her hand on the wall and said, do you see anything you like? And my dad said, yeah, I saw some six-pack on the refrigerator.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. But yeah,
everybody always thinks you're going to get hit on by hot chicks. And it doesn't happen.
It's always, for me, it's
weather worn down.
Dirty hipsters with chest tats.
Yes.
Like chicks with like a eagle on their chest. They're the ones that want to fuck, dude.
Wow. The anal tat.
Yeah, and the anal tat. That's every chick with a chest tat does anal. That's a fact. But it's like, dude, that's the only ones, especially the people that move the city. They always live by the Italian market. And it's always like, nah, dude, like I got the sweetest set of titties at home.
Yeah, I'm good.
Get away from me.
I just had to buy my lady a Plan B yesterday.
Stop buying Plan Bs. Just get her pregnant.
I thought we weren't gonna. I thought I was gonna get away with it, but nope.
Ridiculous.
We went to. We took the baby to Spruce Street.
This is an everyday thing with him. This is they're constantly trying. You know what I mean?
They didn't have Plan B back in the day.
No.
When you come to the lady, you just $40. I remember when I first started dating my girl, like, you know what I mean? We were fucked up, and she was like, all right, come with me. And then the next day, she go-puffed McDonald's and a Plan B. I was like, I love this bitch.
Go-puff McDonald's and a Plan B.
She fucking had a Big Mac, popped the Plan B, and then took a sip of Sprite.
We wonder why those Muslim countries hate us. That's why.
How you like them bombs yesterday,
that's
pussies?
Right. When I was a kid, some girls thought Plan B was dump a bottle of Coke in there.
Jesus Christ. Throw a Mentos in there and blow it up.
They have like a little Appalachian baby.
No, my Plan B was the girl would sleep with anybody except me. That was my Plan B.
Until the baby comes out with the Jeff cap, you're like, fuck.
That hasn't happened as far as I know, unless there's some Asian girls running around with half Irish kids with a Jeff hat. Maybe.
Damn.
That's funny.
That'd be nice. Nice little mixed McGonigal out there.
Dude, I'll tell you, that's the beauty. I got the chop, dude. They cut my pipes, they sealed them, and now I can just bust nuts at reckless abandonment. It's awesome. I don't even got to think about it.
I never do it unless we're drinking, but it's like 2 in the morning. We're like
every 2 weeks I come on this podcast. Every 2 weeks we have like these same conversations.
$40 is cheap.
Just get her pregnant, bro. Just have another.
I did already.
Knock the shit out.
I'll do it again one day.
I think do you get two real close together, then you're out of the woods eventually. You know what I mean? It doesn't last that fucking long. We talk about it all the time. My kids are 13 and 10. I'm living again, baby. I'm doing whatever I want.
Yeah, I got to
leave them home. Stay away from each other. Last night they were playing Battleship. We're like, yo, we're out. I had a long, hard, tough fucking day at the job, dude. And I came home. I was like, let's go, man. We're going to fucking a bar or something because if I sit down, I'll fall asleep. You know the feeling. You come home, your hair feels like straw. You're you just in pain.
Sheetrock in your hair.
Yeah. That's my brother gets pissed off because I do like the Larry Cable guy. I cut the sleeves off my shirts.
Yeah.
It doesn't look professional walking someone's house. But I'm in some shit house and you know.
It flies in Mayfair, dude.
John, nothing you do looks professional. Why are you worried about your shirts? Yeah. John's going through women's underwear drawers. He's worried about his shirts.
Your brother's sniffing somebody's pants. Get your fucking sleeves on. It's just a professional.
Dude, I love the sweet ass van you guys rock, dude.
What you got?
They got like an old it's like a Dodge Caravan or something.
Yeah,
right?
We had a Ford van, like an 88 Ford Ecoliner. Yeah. It was a battleship. It wouldn't die. It died. And my brother had two family vans. He goes, fuck this. He goes,
take the seats out.
Yeah, because you can park it anywhere. Mostly residential stuff. or you'll use my truck. I have a big pickup truck to deliver feeders and shit.
Yeah.
But I don't. I'm sometimes embarrassed driving that thing around. It's a family van with a sticker on the side, and you can afford a new one.
Fish
But
and
you
chips.
You know,
Fuck it.
Dude, and if
plumbers
it
are
works-
eccentric. You know how
Yeah.
Weirdos.
And if this shit works, man, like that's the thing. I wound up in a fucking nice, beautiful new truck because I have guys that like we're passing trucks down as we go.
Oh, right.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But
The
like
new guy gets
I
the
would have rocked if
300,000
it was
miles.
just me still. I'd still just be in my van
Right.
that I started in.
Yeah.
Like I would have never got rid of it. But it's like as we get more guys, they need trucks, and I'm not buying. You know, every time I get the newest truck, and
I'm a Chevy Express man.
Yeah, dude, that's what I had. I
Love the
had
Express.
I had the
That's it.
Express for years, man. I love that van.
But you know, it's you know, when you have something nice, you want to keep it nice. Next thing you dig up a street and it's dirty shovels and shit, and it starts getting slowly but surely.
Dude, so I
You
wear.
got a Ford Windstar with shovels in it.
I finally got sets of bibs and overalls and shit.
yeah.
Because I have such a nice truck.
Right.
So we're digging yesterday. I got my bibs on. I don't get in the truck without taking them off, right? So I get in the truck. We're finally done this fucking nightmare of a job. I take my bibs off. I get in the truck. The dude I'm working with opens my passenger's door and just jumps right in, dude.
Motherfucker.
Dirty, muddy like a motherfucker. I'm like, damn, Sean, what
It's
the
over.
fuck, bro? You know what I mean? And that's the thing. Once it's a work truck, you start to treat it like a work
Yeah.
truck.
Oh, sure.
You know what I mean? You just start to
Yeah.
fuck it up. But yeah, yesterday was brutal. We didn't even get this shit done, man. We
It
had
was
to go,
hot too, man.
dude. We had to go 18.
I seen you post it. I was like, hey.
Dude, 18 feet to the sewer. There's unmarked utilities in the fucking street that Pico never marked or whoever never marked them. Had they not been there, we would have got right on top of the sewer. But because they're there, we're undermining with the backhoe under these utilities.
Oh,
so
fuck.
now we have to drill 2 6-inch holes into a 90-inch reinforced concrete sewer, right? So we're drilling the holes, and me and my buddy are down there because if somebody's dying, I'm dying, dude. I ain't letting nobody,
Right.
like, if you're going to die, we're dying.
You don't want to have
right?
to call anybody's parents.
Yeah,
Be
fuck
like,
that,
my bad.
dude. So
smoking a cigar
we're
inside
down
the
there
hole.
making these holes, and the shit is just caving in. We shored it, but it's the street, and now we've undermined under the electric. And there's just a 15-foot wall of dirt that we're watching, waiting to fall on us.
Wow.
And it's
Look, I'm
like,
getting
finally,
out.
I bagged it. I was like, dude, everybody out of the fucking hole. We got to get box shoring. We got to cut a bigger street cut. We're coming the fuck back. That guy, they were cool because now you got to knock on people's doors and be like, yo, it's going to be 20 grand for us to fucking
Sorry,
do this.
yeah.
Sorry that we came out here today.
You should have got the insurance.
Yeah, sorry we came out today with this whole production and nothing got done, but it's fucking Lombard Street. Like, what do you want me to do? Like,
Oh,
if
you're
they
back.
don't
You're
mark-
at 4th and Lombard
yeah,
again?
if they don't mark electric and we find it, what the fuck? I can't rip it out. You know what I
that's,
mean? It's there.
clip it.
Yeah, I mean, how do they miss? How can they be so fucking wrong
don't fucking know.
and bad at their job? Like, you missed
Yeah.
4-inch PVC conduits that run right down the middle of the street. How did nobody put a stripe there?
They don't fucking mark
They-
shit,
they-
dude.
and they have to dig down below that, so you can't go to back. You rip them out. There might be something in there.
And you
Blow
got
the
to
fuck
do
up.
that for plumbing jobs. You got to people sit in houses. You got to dig into the street.
Yeah, so
Wow.
the sewer, the bottom of the sewer is 21 foot deep, but then it's a 90-inch sewer. So if we get to the top of it, we'll be 13, 14 feet. But because the electric conduits were in our way, you're undermining with a backhoe underneath of all that.
Wow.
So now you're in the side of the sewer. So now next thing we know, we're 18 foot deep,
Yeah, fuck that.
drilling a hole
Watching
into a
shit shake
sewer,
and fall on
watching
you.
shit fall on us.
Yeah, fuck that.
And I'm a ballsy guy. Like, I've been doing this shit for a while, and I ain't scared. You don't get a gold plunger for nothing. You know what I mean? I earned this motherfucker, right? But yesterday I was like, yo, I'm not fucking doing this. I don't want nobody to die, bro. And I'm down there. I'm
You can't
gonna
die on a Saturday.
No, you can't
Summer.
die on a fucking Saturday.
Fuck that.
Just down on Lombard Street.
I remember I didn't mind digging in the wintertime because you get warm.
Yeah.
Working. When I was a kid, we dug up a street at Bridge and Pratt by Harrison or Saul Street, one of them. I was a little kid. It was my dad hand dug it with these guys, the Bowleys.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. They've been around forever.
And it was a 5 foot by 5 foot square hole right down there to replace a curb trap. It was real deep. He said like 12, 19. Well, it was deep next to a tree. I was a little kid. Like when boys are in love with like construction stuff, like
Yeah.
tearing and things. And there was
Tearing.
yeah, but there was a glass Sprite bottle, and I used to have one of those styrofoam labels on you could just pick off with your fingernail. But I was over looking at my dad. I go, Dad, you need anything? And I kicked the bottle by accident, and it bounced right his forehead.
Did he have a hard hat on?
No,
hard hat?
right?
Yeah.
And he goes,
Ain't no hard hat.
and he goes, go wait in the truck. I was a little kid.
Feel like an asshole?
Yeah, I bounced a bottle off my
Your
dad's
dad, your
head.
dad was a plumber too?
Yeah, that was his dad from like 1990.
Damn.
Is that why his dad too? I knew
Yeah.
your dad. Why didn't I know that?
Yeah, that's way back,
In
man.
Kensington, and it's
Fuck.
But my grandfather used to say he would. I don't know who he worked for, what he did, but he used to take the trolley to work. I go, wow. He goes, I had a little torch and a tool bag, and I would go do work. I'm like, oh my God, this is great.
Yeah, no truck.
Like the Three Stooges, like stuff like that.
God damn.
Yeah, dude, it's usually in the blood, dude. Like, so our skip the generation. My great grandfather was a plumber, master plumber in Philadelphia and everything like that. And then my grandfather wasn't, or my great grandfather. So my grandmother, that was her dad. My grandmother obviously wasn't a plumber, and my dad wasn't, but I was.
Lady plumber would be
But,
vicious.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So my grandmother during the Depression used to have to. He used to give her the book measurements. Like a book with measurements, and she would go in the basement when she got home from school after homework and bang out lead pans, make lead pans.
Man.
Oh, shit.
And then she would also cut and thread pipe for the next day and shit like
Wow.
that. Like, you don't got to do none
That's
of
a
that shit
sturdy
today.
bitch, dude.
You know what I mean? There's one guy on fucking Instagram who's the shit. It's like hydro plumbing or something, and he's a New York guy, and they still do lead pans.
I seen that guy. I follow him.
Yeah, they
I
still
did
do
one.
lead pans.
I did one a couple years ago because the guy asked for it, and but it's a sheet of flat lead. You got to fold it like a suitcase, like an envelope, so it fits in where a stall shower's gonna be at. Then they put tile over it.
Yeah. Like if the shower's 5x3,
Yeah.
you make it
cut it.
5x3, you sit it in place, and like you get one shot at it,
Yeah.
right? Like you really can't fuck that up.
I
So
get
where-
a Schluter pan.
well, now
Schluter
we
out.
still do rubber, but yeah, there's the Schluter
Schluter
system and all that shit.
stinks.
But we still do rubber. And the rubber you can like fuck up 10 times and just keep like undoing it and get it right.
Yeah.
The lead pan, like one shot at it, and what's a roll of lead
fuck.
cost? You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. And like, just this shit is like in our bloodstream.
Oh, yeah.
Like there's no fucking way. All the touching, all the melting lead as a kid, and ladles, and drilling out fucking lead and shit like that, hammering, chiseling lead.
It's
gotta
funny.
be in my blood.
I remember as a kid, my dad saved all the lead he took out of houses, like lead drain lines. He had 55-gallon barrels full of lead. And he said, you'll pour lead, you heat it up and pour a lead joint. But I'm like, this is like pipes that were put in like 1900.
Dude,
Yeah,
and
fuck.
we would take the old lead drains and you melt them into ingots. An ingot is a ladle full.
Yeah.
Then when it gets solid, you knock it out. So now you got this cube of lead that fits in the ladle perfectly. Somebody needs one, you throw it in, you reheat it.
Oh, shit.
But you're heating up these lead drain lines and making ladlefuls, and they're full of hair
Yeah,
and fucking
soap and-
jizz and toothpaste and all that shit. So you're just like breathing it in. That was again like, yo, go melt ingots for 2 hours while we're fucking around with this or whatever. And if you were
it
a young
busy.
guy, you know, you go just melt hair-full ingots.
Yeah,
that-
nobody in my family was an electrician. My dad was an alcoholic womanizer, and then my grandpa alcoholic bare knuckle boxer. It was fucking
Bare knuckle
worthless.
boxer?
My great grandfather, yeah, and then my other grandfather was a fucking alcoholic, just a booze hound.
Wow.
They chilled for 2 generations, and I got back to work.
Wow.
Yeah, living.
Yeah, plumbing's it, dude. Me and Kensil over here protecting the health of the nation and shit. You know, we're probably
Can't do that without lights, though.
probably the most important people in the world.
I've told two or three of my friends, their kids didn't know what they want to do when they got out of school. There's nothing wrong with HVAC or plumbing and heat. You'll always have a job, and they both did it. Like 27.
HVAC, you're just sweating your dick off all the time. That shit sucks.
Yeah, but you're the hero. That's how I always say. They walk. They like walk a little taller than the rest of us. You're definitely like, you know, either the heat's not on or the AC's not on, and when you show up and you fix that shit, you are God, bro.
Oh man.
Right.
Yeah, and they walk around like that. That's dude. My fucking power was out.
Oh, your shit's still out. I gotta put a generator
It just
in
went
here.
on, but for 2.5 days, 3 days, I got the 2 little generators going. I let the neighbor, they're like in their 80s, so I let them use this little suitcase one I got,
Yeah.
and then I was using the big one. But all of a sudden, the power goes back on, and my fucking bidet seat don't work, dude. I don't know why the fuck this thing don't work. I'm fucking with it this morning.
it?
I'm about to call Toto. Like, yo, what's wrong with this fucking
fuck?
piece of shit? So I'm walking around with a butt full of shit, dude. Fucking sweating. Dude, I'm so
You
fucking
just not trying to
mad.
wipe it, you just left it?
Dude, I'm so fucking pissed. This shit won't work, dude. It changed my life. You know?
That's our one of my relatives. My brother's father-in-law. He was worried about Y2K.
Yeah, I remember everybody worried about that shit.
So he prepared for it, like a prepper. There's people like have soup cans and outhouses.
He TP'd up?
Yeah. Well, he went out in his backyard and he built a storage shed for a generator, and he got a big gas-powered generator because he thought that the world was going to end, the zombie apocalypse, January 1st, and he went to try it out. She had those relatives over having dinner. Not that night, but he turned it on. Well, I guess a surge went back on the house and blew his board apart.
Yeah.
He was without power for
You have to shut the fucking power off.
It blew. It went backwards and blew all the circuits. And
Dude, a
shit.
lot of they fuck up Pico guys all the time because you have to have a transfer switch to shut the power off going back to the street. Like it kills the connection. So some guys will turn a generator on and send shit to the pole, and guys get popped all the time.
Yeah, fuck that.
Fucking
Fuck with
retards.
electric, dude.
Yeah.
We were doing something where Pico came out to do something. We were doing a job, and there's a young kid helping an older guy out. And the kid thought it was funny to fake grab a wire and go,
Guy hit him with a 2x4.
The guy goes, "You motherfucker." He goes, "Don't ever do that." And start screaming at the kid.
Hey, let me get one. Thank you. Dude, I had
Anybody else, dude?
I told that shit. Yeah. Are you sober, Ed?
Yeah.
Sober as a joke. You're not sober, are you?
Fuck that.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
You want a Heineken
I saw
Light?
you drinking
What
the
is
other
it?
week.
Heineken Light.
No, I'm good. I got my.
When'd you get sober, Ed?
I mean, I just stopped drinking. I didn't go away or anything. I didn't go to any.
I didn't know if you went to rehab.
Oh, no.
no.
That is very Irish of you to just white knuckle.
Yeah.
That's the move.
How long? How long you been sober?
I don't know. I mean, I might have a beer here and there, you know.
Oh,
what I mean?
you're not
But I
like-
don't, but I don't
yeah.
get drunk. Yeah, no.
Were you-
Sometimes you get older. You just.
Just call it.
Yeah, it's one guy at work, man.
I'll hit a wall eventually. I
Yeah,
guess.
the one guy at work, he just he said my kids got old enough to drink and I stopped drinking, and he hasn't drank in like 7 years. But he still like takes edibles and smokes weed and shit like that. But
Gummy suppositories.
yeah, yeah. But he said like same thing. He was like, I just hit the point, and he was like, and then, 6 months go by, a year goes by, you're like, oh, I'm fine. I've lost a couple pounds. I
Yeah.
feel better. You know what I mean?
I'll have a beer before bed, but that's about it. You know.
Oh yeah. Did you used to be a wild man?
I used to be drunk all the time. Yeah, it was just ridiculous. Yeah.
That's why that
Yeah,
Puerto
it's me,
Rican punched
dude.
you.
I was sober.
Allegedly.
But that's me too, man. I'm a fucking drunk. Sometimes me and my wife are like, yo, we gotta chill, dude. And we're
And then
just
Thursday hits.
yeah, we're just always like fucking bloated and like just fucking. We're alcoholics, man. We get fucked up.
Yeah, I don't
you know?
miss that at all. I don't. Miss
Yeah,
it.
we're starting to get to the point too. We're like talking about it, like, dude, it's just really fucking worth it. But we just can't say no to the party, man. We can't,
Yeah,
you know.
I got at work the next day. I've dealt with some people. They got coordinated with other contractors, and they talk to you. It's 8:15 in the morning. They smell like a brewery. Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah.
Dude, I work with an Irish fucking carpenter. Guy's an amazing carpenter, and that motherfucker drinks all night. My boy bartends at the bar he goes to in Delco, and he'll send me a picture of the guy like half in his truck, passed out at 2 o'clock in the morning. Next morning, he's up there framing the shit out of a house. Throw
my-
bumps in the porta potty every day. I'm like,
My
dude,
father was a
fuck.
functional alcoholic. He would
Yeah.
drink 7 days a week, but he never missed work.
Yeah, some guys are built for it. Some
yeah,
guys are not.
that's dude. Some guys are just built for it. It's like
All the young guys I work with now can't fucking do.
Nah.
They'll be like, I'm tired. I'm like, dude, I didn't get tired until I was like 30.
nah, they all got all
Like,
they got
why do you get
fucking
tired?
depression and anxiety and shit. They're
I'm gonna
fucking
be
idiots.
Fucking started on that shit.
Yeah, but it's still it's like some guys are just built that way, and that's I'm not built to drink every day. But my problem is when I drink,
I'm getting after it.
I get after.
I'm not a two beer- yeah, I can't do a
I don't
beer.
drink one. You know what I mean? Like I drink. 12,
I get scared
15.
because we do the comedy stuff. A lot of times it's not in Philadelphia or
Yeah.
and there's the little township cops wait for you.
Yeah, it'll fucking whack
Yeah.
you. Dude,
My friends have a joke about Philly. He goes, "You can drink and drive in Philly. You drive your car up the district steps. They don't care."
Oh,
Yeah,
I
so
drove.
as soon as I
I'm
crossed
only
Staten
DUI I
Avenue,
forgot
I'm
was
like,
in Philly. Fuck.
Yeah.
It's brutal. Only DUI I got was coming over from Helium.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm innocent now. I got a good Catholic lawyer.
Yeah.
But he, yeah.
Catholic lawyer? That's-
Yeah.
you're
Joe
supposed to
Kelly.
get
On
Jewish
Allegheny,
lawyer.
dude. On Allegheny.
Kelly, that's an Irish lawyer. That's the worst kind of leader.
I said the day I went to go pay him, because I went to the construction site, I was like, yo, who's got the best DUI lawyer? They gave it to me. He's on Allegheny, like 3 blocks from my house. I got there. The guy was in a Father Judge tracksuit. I was like, here's $2,000.
There you go.
Done deal. Perfect.
Dude, I just met a lawyer the other day. Dude, I had to fucking bail somebody out of jail, man. Fucking, I went down. I had to like
Got his
swear.
uncle?
I had to like swear on the Bible and shit. And they like made me come in the room. They're like, "Well, how do you have this kind of money?" I'm like, "Google me, dog. Look me up." but they're like, I was like, I own a plumbing company. You know what I mean? I was like,
got money.
I've been in business from here, and I do work for a pretty prominent lawyer. So I was like, this guy. I was like, call this fucking guy, ask him where I got the money. But yeah, I had to bail out a relative. Bro.
You got a gold
can't-
plunger.
you
Like, where the
can't-
fuck you think I got
You
it?
can't pick who you're related to.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
I went to go visit a friend of ours at the Bucks County Prison on Alma Drive. It's
Yeah.
So that was
611.
Doylestown?
Yeah, and it was like lunchtime at Washington High School. The doors you could walk off. It was for like drug crimes or DUIs.
it's not- yeah.
And it wasn't a real prison. I'm like, this looks like a fun time. They're playing basketball, reading books,
Yeah, this
watching
shit.
TV.
This shit was a little different. They started his bout at $1 million, bro. They got,
A million.
smacked.
but they got it down to 300K.
Well, I'm not going to ask you what he did if he started
Well,
with
it's all,
money.
yeah, it's
Allegedly.
all alleged, but
On the Patreon.
they got him down to 300K,
Yeah.
and I was able to, you know what I mean?
Fish him out, license.
Yeah,
Well, I,
What's up,
thought
Pennypack
Larry,
Creek?
I thought Larry Krasner got rid of bail.
Well, so
Depends what you did.
they kept reducing it, and then it's funny. It was $350, and when I met with everybody, they were like, "Yo, the DA that was in there, not Krasner, but whatever DA, they were like, yo, they really fucking like you. They really believed everything he said. We got him down to 300. I was like, all right, cool.
I'll take it.
But they were like, yo, can you swear on the? They didn't like, can you put your hand up and all? I was like, you know, and it's easy when you
walk in
when
with
you're
the
a
yarmulke.
Jew and you don't give a
Like-
fuck about God. You're like, yeah.
Give me the New
Whatever, dog.
Testament. I don't care about the New Testament.
I'll fucking put my hand on whatever. I remember telling this because
Pull the Quran out. I don't
my
give a
mom
fuck.
pulled like the ultimate Jew move when I was a kid because I lived in a bad neighborhood. So I went to St. Ambrose, right? So I went to St. Ambrose at Sea in the Boulevard, and then my mom found out tuition was cheaper if I got baptized. So she was like, "Fuck it, you're getting baptized, right?" So it's like me and like a bunch of babies when I was like 10.
Oh, that's funny.
But it's funny,
You're
right?
big as shit in a little tiny
So
suit.
I get baptized to save my parents $200 a year, and I remember telling this rabbi, I was doing plumbing for this rabbi. He did a whole block of houses. He was a builder. And he was like, well, you're Jewish, right? Your mother's Jewish. I was like, yeah. I was like, but I got baptized. I don't know if that throws a wrench in it. He picked up a handful of dirt and he threw it at my feet. And he was like, you're a duck. You know what I mean? Like basically, like being baptized doesn't mean shit,
Oh,
right?
no.
Like he picked up a handful of dirt and he threw it at me. He was like, you're a duck.
I thought that was some kind of Jewish curse or something.
But he's like,
I did too. God knows what that meant.
yeah, he was like, they fucking, you know, they dump water on your head. Who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? It doesn't mean shit, you know? So, yeah, I'll lie with my hand on the Bible right now.
I'm
bro.
Catholic and I'll lie with my hand on the Bible. I don't give a fuck. Get me out of
Yeah,
here,
that fucking bullshit book.
dude. I had to go to a off topic. I was supposed to do a black show last night. Poster said 8, so I hit the chick up. I'm like, yo, what time is this actually gonna
Uh-oh.
start? I got there at 9, 10:15. I was like, I'm leaving. I'm done. In West Oak Lane. I was up there for a bit, fucking tired of shit. The chick's name's Pound Cake.
Pound cake. There you go. Pound
I
cake.
always look up the address. I'm like, bringing a gun.
Yeah.
I sat there for like an hour.
John
I'm
used
like,
to
I'm
have a
leaving.
nickname for the generic black comic. It was Applesauce Jones.
Applesauce Jones is good.
There's a comic his name in Philly named Simply D. Who's funny, nice guy, right? But I heard somebody call him Simply N.
There's some good fucking. I'm trying to think of the funniest. When you were talking about the dildo in the fireplace, I did a show with this dude, Raheem something.
Yes.
And he was making fun of 2 lesbians and saying he like microwaving her dildo. She got so fucking mad at him, dude. I saw a lesbian in a tracksuit and fucking Timberlands. I was furious. He was making dildo jokes for like 45 minutes.
I'll tell you, I swear to I know Kevin Hart's a big guy, but there's people in Philly, black comics that are funny.
Dude, monsters.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
There's like 50 of them. They're
Dude,
like
they're hilarious.
animals.
Like, dude, hilarious.
We Wednesdays used
That
to
do like one set a year.
Yeah, they
They're
do.
monsters.
But we used to go down to the Laugh House on Wednesdays when the Northeast Comedy Room was off, and we go down, and it was all black audience, and they used to do a thing on meow, meow, and like I don't know if it meant you're accepted or what. As soon as you got on their side, you did great.
They said yow?
They went meow, and they made noise, and like, not like a cat, but like a little bit longer. But we saw a guy. I
They
can't
said
think,
you're.
I can't.
They hit it with the-
I can't think. What the hell's this guy's name? He's an old black guy, and nothing he said made sense, and it was the funniest thing we ever saw. He goes, yeah, man, I'm dating this bitch. She'd be so old. She'd go back to Transylvania, and Dracula's like, you back, bitch? and we just laugh. And then he goes, man, I had diarrhea so bad, it was skyrocketing out of my asshole like lava at Mount Rushmore. And we're like, I don't know what this means.
Who the fuck? I forget. There's a black comedian with a joke about talking about fucking a chick so fat she made hot dogs from scratch. And I'm like, what is that? What does that mean? So fucking funny.
But that's, dude, if I had to pick, like, what crowd I want to be in, that's the crowd I want to be in. Like, to me, hell is a Kenny Chesney concert.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
my
there's only
God.
so many Punisher logos and blue lines I can take. You know what I mean? So it's like, dude, I love hanging with the brothers. I love being in them fucking, you know, we go to Babyface concerts and shit, me and my wife. We just booked, we're going to the Four Tops or something
great.
at the Keswick. Like, dude, we love that shit.
Oh shit! I was going to say about the Black Club. F it. I forget it. It went nowhere. Yeah.
Dude, last night I'm waiting for the
Probably
show
gonna
to
get
start.
canceled, yeah.
I was like hungover waiting for the show to start. Just the loudest fucking music ever, and just 2 couples drinking like Mai Tais. I'm like, I'm getting the fuck out of here, dude. This ain't happening. She's like,
yeah,
you really leaving? I was like, yeah, I'm leaving.
Sometimes sucks for comedy.
Dude, it's so much. They pay so much better than white shows. It's like not even. Oh my god.
We just ride out.
Close.
We say whatever we're gonna fucking say, and we let Danny deal with it later.
Okay.
So yeah, we just let it rip.
What'd we say?
No,
Did I say something crazy?
He said you get canceled or whatever.
John's story, he dropped the story. I thought it was getting canceled.
It really happened.
We just let it rip, and then Danny got to deal with that.
We've gotten a couple cease and desist orders, but it's all right.
Oh, I got on my podcast. They dropped the YouTube censored it because I quoted Axl Rose used to wear a T-shirt.
Yeah.
It said AIDS kills faggots dead.
Bleep it.
So he had that.
Axl Rose said that.
Axl Rose wore a T-shirt. It was a T-shirt he wore back in the late '80s. And then the YouTube censored my podcast. I was just quoting it. I wasn't saying it, but they censored my podcast.
Axl fucking Rose.
Well, now we're about to get censored.
Now we're about to. That's all right. We'll be all right. Right, Danny? We good?
We ride out, man.
Danny's sleepy over there.
Yo, I'd say
He drove back from fucking Syracuse.
We're
this morning.
good. I actually think YouTube automatically will bleep that.
Right. I thought
cool.
that's what happens. Yeah.
Yeah, we need a dump button in here.
But dude, Danny's on himself, dude. I came in. He looked a little fucking.
He's a little under the weather.
Yeah.
Did you guys get fucked up yesterday?
Yeah, well, it was 2 days straight of getting completely fucked up with Drew's dad.
Dude, I saw a video of Rappley James swimming in the lake, or what was that, a creek?
Dude, that was the dirtiest shit I've ever. Dude, it was a dirty pond that they just hand dug and just let rain fill it.
Ugh.
And they were in there catching frogs.
Good frogs, though. Nobody even got close to winning the poll. Can we dump the information here?
No, so it was kind of a mess this year. The hotel.
The frog race wasn't well organized.
So
The hotel. The hotel didn't supply frogs. Luckily, Drew's brother caught about 30 of these things and was hustling them. $10
Oh, he was
a
selling
pop.
them? Wait, so the
$10
hotel
a pop.
sells them?
So you know
Normally
Drew
can rent
Montana?
them.
Yeah, very good guy.
So Drew Montana is like the fucking
He
North
won a
New York
championship or whatever.
frog racing champ of the world, right?
Frog racing?
Yeah, so him and his dad are the only father-son duo to ever
competition.
win a frog racing competition. Like, that's how much of a small, shitty town he's from, that the big event is frog racing, right?
Man.
Was there a lot of cars in the yard up there,
They
Danny?
give him steroids.
Yeah. A lot of cars, a lot of boats.
Yeah.
You know, the funniest is somebody said to him, I don't know where it was on the podcast, but they said, like, what takes a good frog to win? And he's like, they got to be coachable. They got to
be coachable.
Come on, Rock.
And they literally drop them into like a thing, and they just whoever hops the furthest wins.
Yeah, you put them on a sheet of plywood and they race.
They gotta be
Flick him in the
coachable.
ass or put an ice cube under butter.
Yeah,
or
they
something.
do anything?
They flick them or anything, Dave?
No, you're not allowed to touch them. So they spray water, then you can like pound the table behind the frog.
Okay.
Get it to jump. But
Am I allowed to bring an out-of-state frog next year?
yeah.
I'm doing
Yeah,
that.
there's-
Don't frogs.
almost
We
no
got to start
rules.
training a frog.
I
now,
thought
dude.
frogs they like they pissed themselves.
Yeah,
That's a toad.
Oh,
Toad's piss. I'm going to bring an out-of-state frog and give it a...
is everybody licking them?
yeah. Wasn't that a thing?
Yeah.
Don't toads
Oh, to
fuck
get
you up
you
or
high or
something?
some
when you
shit?
Some has excreted some kind of poisonous thing that.
I'm not doing all that crap. I'm not going to frog.
I'm not
Dude,
much of an outdoorsman.
I was when I was a kid. I used to love catching shit. Dude, I want to get a frog from like a store and then just give that little fucker an Adderall like 5 minutes before that race and get him cracking.
That frog's gonna die.
Give them that Monster Energy.
As long as he can get up an 8-foot sheet of plywood, we're good.
Down there. He has a little 500 energy drink up in his.
Got a Narcan, my frog.
We got the creek.
I felt bad. Someone flew from Australia. A do-rag fan flew from Australia
Holy shit.
to come to the frog pools.
From down under.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah, we got a creek out back of my house, and every once in a while there's like a big turtle back there, and the kids are like, "Grab!" I'm like, "I'm not touching that fucking thing."
You're
Like,
anti-turtle.
Remember,
I'm just not touching any.
I know morons. They find like the yellow painted box turtles, and they go, "Oh, we put them back in the lake." They don't live in the lake. They're the ones that live in the woods and build fires and trees and shit. These are the turtles and tortoises, but they don't swim.
what?
Those yellow turtles you walk through.
Yeah.
What a shitty
Yeah,
life.
it's not all turtles like hang in the water all the time.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we get like a snapping turtle every once in a while. We see it and shit like that. You see snakes back there, but like I ain't touching none of that shit, dog. I'm from Adams and Tabor. I ain't with it.
I was down there in Newport News, Virginia. Did you walk through a park there? It's filled with snapping turtles as big as that table. Like, geez, and we ever watch those videos? They like bite through.
Oh, yeah, they're fucking crazy.
Baseball bats and stuff.
Me and my
shoot one of
son
them
were
fuckers.
fishing at like I think it's called Lake in Woods or something. It was like a campground, and we got some cabins and we went over fishing. Dude, we hooked a fucking snapping turtle, and I got it up to the bank, and that thing was hissing at it. It like dug himself in the mud, and eventually the
Ready to
line
fight?
snapped, right? But that thing was hissing at us and shit. I kept telling my son to grab
Pull the
it. I'm
hammer
like,
out.
"Grab that motherfucker."
Shoot that motherfucker.
I went down Naples, Florida, when I visited a friend, and there's a bridge there. It goes to Fort Myers. You can fish there all day long. I fished there for about 3 hours. I caught a fish every 20 minutes, and it was a different fish. A skate, just whatever shit.
Yeah.
A big giant catfish, and there was a poorer family next to me. They were mixed races, right?
There you go.
Little UN family.
Everything I bought, the guy goes, "You going to eat that?"
Yeah.
No, you can have it, and that was their dinner, like or whatever they're going to make.
Where, Naples, Florida?
There's a bridge going to Fort Myers, like Cape Coral, Naples area.
Yeah, so I was just in Hollywood, Florida, and we went on to go. My wife got a fucking thing for lighthouses. There's fucking lighthouses all over my
She's a
house.
lighthouse artist?
Dude, she got fucking a lighthouse tattoo. There's lighthouses everywhere in the fucking house. So every time we go somewhere, I got to walk up 260 fucking steps to the top. Dude, after I got
sweating coronas.
After I got my vasectomy, I climbed to the top of the fucking St. Augustine lighthouse, and I was fucked up for a whole nother week after that, dude. But so we had to go see the lighthouse, but it was the same thing. We had to take a boat to this lighthouse.
Oh, man.
So we're taking the boat there, and fucking there was all kinds of like. They were fishing for dinner underneath the bridges and shit. Like it was like Fort Lauderdale, like whatever it is. There's all these rivers and shit that end up in the ocean. But you could tell they had coolers. They were keeping everything they caught, man. They were filling up coolers and shit.
Wow. How long has your wife been obsessed with lighthouses? Her whole life?
Yeah, she's not
Lighthouses?
fucking owner. You know what I mean? Fucking, I don't know what it thing
You
is.
know that poster people have in their houses? It's something in a lighthouse, but a big wave hitting behind them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, it was Mike Clemens. He goes, "Yeah, that I heard that thing collapse and killed a woman there." Right? And if you ever find the picture, it's from a series of pictures. No, just a big wave hit it. But like that was like one of those ones you go to on a lake, a boat out there.
It's better than fucking snow globes, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Way
I
better
got
than
an aunt or a fucking cousin in Bridesburg that's got cow shit all over her house. Like everything's fucking white with black dots, like all that
yeah.
dumb shit. So my wife's a
she a
fucking
pillhead?
Kenzo, so she's got to have something. So I'll take the lighthouse.
Wow.
Yeah. So some he's seen this people's house like in Kensington. They look for that country kitchen. And there's like cows and blue,
Yeah,
right?
dude.
Look out the back window.
They
There's
had
a
a dinner
car.
bell and shit.
You
I'm
know
like, bitch,
someone-
you're F in Allegheny. What are you doing with
You
a
know
fucking
someone's
dinner
credit
bell?
score is like sub 500 when they got a china closet full of Beanie Babies and like Furbies and shit.
Yeah.
Tickle Me Elmos, like they hang on to all that shit. Like one day I'm gonna get rich off of
Dude,
these Beanie Babies.
my Aunt Lisa, fucking,
Yeah.
she's in heaven now. That bitch had like $1 million of Beanie Babies. Thought she was gonna be loaded.
That's what my friend Sean's wife did that. And she in her basement, she had a hammock you sleep on, filled top, and she thought it was her Bitcoin, like her.
That's what it was. That was the original Bitcoin.
Dude, you're probably in the same boat as me. I feel like I can tell you what your house looks like.
Oh yeah.
Just by your front door. Like if I walk up to the front door, I know what's behind it.
Yeah.
Every fucking neighborhood in Philadelphia, like I can
same houses.
draw these fucking row homes, bro. Because I'm a row home plumber. I say all the time I'm a ball cock jockey from the Northeast.
Ball
and
cock
And I'm
jockey.
a fucking row home plumber. Like I've been going in fucking row homes to fix shit, and they're all the same.
Yeah, you
they're
can
all
tell.
fucking same, dude. I love the old throwback houses that you still find in Port Richmond and South Philly and shit.
I'm sure.
Where it's
All
like
the same
nothing
fucking
changed
tile.
since the 70s.
right.
you
Well,
know?
that's my house. Nothing's changed from the 70s. That's
Where
for
you
sure.
live at?
Northeast Philly.
Yeah, so there you go. I can tell you what your house looks
right by
like.
St. Hubert's.
Oh shit. Okay.
So I was at I
Hubert's.
lived at 728 Hegerman for years.
Okay.
Right where Jack's Deli is and
Oh, right,
you know
right,
what I
right,
mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
I love Jack's Deli. Their cheese sticks are great.
Dude, so
Billy told me about them.
you know what's funny? I never had a cheesesteak there because to me it was a hoagie place. I feel
Right.
like
Same
cheesesteaks
thing.
came later after Jack
You're right.
died. But the fucking hoagies are so good. I can't go there and
I'm a hoagie
not
man.
get a fucking hoagie.
You know what's weird?
You know what I mean?
When you sign online, it has best cheesesteak I ever had, and it looks really tempting. It's also, but they never mentioned Jack's place for both hoagies, and it's great.
That's what I love about it because it's not packed. It's just me and the trash men, fucking the prison guards, the only people that know. Like that's the best part about
What's
Jack.
that
And it's still there, Jack. It's still
What
there.
was that
going.
good
I
breakfast
was there
sandwich place right by the prison?
A month ago, my
Tate's?
wife.
What was it?
Tate's.
Yeah.
That's for clothes or something.
So every chick I ever fucked when I was a kid, I took to Tate's. Every chick I banged when I lived on Hegerman Street before my wife fucking stole my heart, right? I used to always take them to Tate's, dude. That was my move. You know what I mean? And then
Is Tate still open?
just closed
no,
about a
just
month.
closed.
Yeah.
Just
Really?
closed.
There's a
Yeah.
little diner.
I took ladies
I
to
know
Three
what it was.
Monkeys.
Yeah, my family's from Lindenfield, so Tate's was just part of life. You know what I mean? Growing up. And then Millie's Love-In Diner. You remember that place
man.
on fucking Rising Sun?
Yes, I did.
And Adams. It was called Millie's Love-In Diner. That was,
Rising Sun and Adams.
yeah,
Wow.
that's where I grew up. You know,
There's
so
at Tioga and Kensington Avenue. There was a little. Now it's next to a bank or somewhere, but it was a little diner place. And one of the Oak Ridge boys who sang Elvira. He grew up. He's from Kensington. Grew up there, but one of his relatives had a little diner there. I used to love little diners. You could get a cup of soup and his ham and cheese sandwich.
yeah, Pete's Clown House, man.
Oh yeah, I still go there.
Is the sidecar still there?
I don't know. Where's the sidecar?
Sidecar's up at fucking where the fuck is that? Frankfurt and right by fucking what's that fucking school? Right by Pennypack Circle.
Oh, so that's
Home
that's
Circle.
Liberty
Home
Bell.
Circle. No, isn't that sidecar?
Yeah, that's sidecar.
Yeah,
Liberty
they
Bell,
fucking
right?
banging mozzarella sticks.
Yeah. So we
Side-
Right, what's that fucking high school right there?
Did your father
I'm
judge?
blanking so bad. No, it's not Judge.
Rising Sun. No.
No, you're talking
No,
about St.
right there.
Dom's.
What's that fucking
Not
school
St.
right
Dom's,
there?
St.
By Home Circle. Am I out of my
That's
mind?
St. Jerome's. By Home Circle, St.
Oh,
Jerome.
I know what he means, but where Captain Chucky's Crab House and that Camaro's Steaks is at.
I have
Yeah,
no
yeah,
idea
yeah.
what a sidecar.
Penny Garden was up there.
That's I think he's talking about Liberty Bell. It's been a Liberty Bell for years.
Yeah, they
Maybe it
changed-
used to be
they
the
changed.
sidecar.
Daddy. What about? I'm
But
talking sidecar.
I always hated that place.
Yeah, I think that's two different diners.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's two
No, I don't know.
different
the
places.
sidecar.
Sidecars. I just know them for good mozzarella sticks.
I was a dining car guy. Are you talking
yeah.
about the dining car?
Dining car. That's
Dining
what I'm
car.
talking about. I was
Yeah,
saying
yeah,
sidecar.
yeah.
So I was like, what the
Oh, the
fuck?
dining car. Yeah,
My
yeah,
brain's
Dining
not
car.
working
So I
today.
was always the dining car guy, and it's funny. Every
Cafe
year,
Carmela's banging too.
every year, my friends send this text message, like whenever it comes up on their phone, like on the year anniversary. It was probably like 16, 17 years ago. And the text message was, I puked on my shoes, I'm out. And they watched my red pickup truck just fucking speed out of that parking lot. We're out getting fucked
Dining
up all
car.
night. We sat down, I ordered my food. As soon as I ordered my food, I was like, I'm going to go outside for a minute. I went outside, I threw up all over my shoes. I just got in my truck
What
and
the
left.
fuck is sidecar? That's
I don't know.
Sidecar. I don't.
Is that a bar in South Philly?
They
That
sold
sounds-
two, though.
Yeah.
Is it sidecar? Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I'm
the
thinking
new
of.
owners are
Like,
from
where am I
Rockledge.
getting that from?
And the food's not bad. It's real. It didn't go down.
It didn't change. The one time I went, it was the same.
When you mentioned when the show first started about people sleeping on, we hired a guy. It was my friend. He got hit by a bus 6 years ago, but we did the audition on the
Died?
back. Yeah,
What an idiot. Stepped the bus?
Yeah.
That's a brutal way
No,
to go.
the bus drove into his front lawn. It wasn't his
Oh
fault.
yeah, Frank from Morel at the very top.
Oh,
of Morel.
man.
Well, he was sitting there talking to his friends with a blue Northeast Philly, blue 2-foot baby pool, just talking. And the bus driver a year earlier weighed 450 pounds. He got the stomach stapling, and now he weighed like 250. Well, you can't lose weight that fast.
No.
It has to be gradual. Come on. Well, he's driving up the hill, and he passed out, foot on the gas.
Holy shit.
Bang, bang, 2 cars. My friends are talking. We're talking now, and he looked over and went like that, and he got hit against the wall. But there's
Holy
two,
fuck.
There was 2 other people there that they got like knocked through the wall. They didn't get killed. They just broke their thumb, but he got killed.
Broke their thumb?
Yeah, the one, Nan.
You got hit by a bus.
That was her.
That's fucking
But
crazy.
we had him work for us. We did the audition for the dining car, the back room you eat at, and he was off work, and he used to work at Alden Rubber in Bridesboro. Anyway, or Fort Richmond. Anyway, he came to work. He was bombed out of his mind, and we couldn't find him. We found him sleeping in the back of the truck. Like it was a major commercial job to run. He was passed
Dude,
out.
I used to when my old gym broke up. They opened up a gym right by Penny Gardens right there. And the guy that lived across the street used to fight with his wife, and he would come in all high to the gym and start talking shit. And guys are like, dude, you're going to get the fuck beaten out of you. And then the next week, I came to class, and the guy shot his wife with a fucking harpoon gun on the lawn.
Wow.
Remember this shit?
Oh yeah, it was
Harpoon gun.
another.
Remember
Yeah.
that? He shot her with a harpoon gun outside, like out of water, blasted her with a fucking harpoon
We all
gun.
have harpoon guns.
And I was like, what are you doing with a harpoon gun, dude?
Where did you get that at?
I used to do so much coke in Penny Garden.
Oh,
They used to
Penny
have an
Gardens used to be
hour
shit.
happy hour where it was just like
Power hour.
yeah, and it was like $1
99
for
cent you call it.
everything. And so we would just go in there and just get shots of Jameson for $1,
All
and
day.
lines of blow and shit.
you don't need a DeLorean to go back in time.
Nah.
You walk in there, you swear it's
Yeah.
1960. It's just,
Yeah.
it smells like cigarettes, and it's just people haven't left.
I used to do Jaeger, fucking like 10 shots of Jaeger, and go to Out of Whack Jacks.
and then go down to
Play
and that was the
shuffleboard.
move. It was like you get fucked up there for the hour, and then you go try to get some pussy out of Whack Jacks.
We would go down to Temple, fucking blasted.
Yeah.
There's a bar you should go up Route 13, up right up the hill. When you live in Philadelphia. It's called Robert's, Bob's Tavern.
The City Line.
Yeah.
It used to be called City Line Tavern.
No, it's up the next one up the hill.
The next one up. Oh, okay.
It's like right by Linden Ave.
Yeah, I know what you're
right?
talking about.
No, going toward Woodhaven Mall.
Andalusia.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
all the way up there.
Andalusia.
Yeah.
Right by the Taggart Inn or whatever the fuck.
well, that's
That was the City Line.
that was-
Yeah.
But this old man's bar, I think Robert's Tavern. I forget what it's called. Bob's Tavern. Anyway, it had the sign up front says.
Oh, it's just like a house. With
It looks
white,
like a house.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
The sign says Prism Sports. Prism.
It's still there.
It's a cable.
Prism
It's still
Sports.
there.
Channel 25, dude.
I know that place. That's why, yeah.
I lived on Tennis Ave for a while.
Oh, right there.
Yeah, I lived at Tennyson State Road, so I used to take girls. I would just go to Maggie's and then end up at Dagwood's and be like, all right, time for you to go home.
Dude,
Get some pussy in the morning, then go eat some she crab soup and pass out on Sunday. Hammer like 5.
See, I was always a gentleman. I was cooking the Tates, got him an omelet.
Like, we'll go to Maggie's, you have a couple chicken fingers, I'm going to take 9 high-lows.
But the difference is, I'm saying always, like, it was probably like 4 chicks. Like, for you, it's probably 100. You know what I mean? But
the ash burner. I used to love the fucking ash burner.
Dude, that's that. Dude, the Northeast, man. The Northeast was it back in the day.
No, I liked when I first found it was the Gray Lodge before it sold out. It was an old man's bar with a great jukebox.
Awesome.
You play blues music and just
I used to go there a lot.
Is that still open?
No, I think it's.
It's a chicken place now.
Oh, is that chicken drunken hen?
Yeah,
The drunken hen? Okay.
My fucking my Wawa's turned into a chicken place now. The Wawa that was at fucking Richmond and Allegheny is going to be a chicken place.
Really?
Like, that's
Dude,
gonna be
the
nuts.
Northeast is all chicken, hot chicken, and crabs everywhere. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
chicken. There's so many chicken places in Northeast. Who can eat all this chicken? I have no idea who
I'll
eats
do
all
it.
this chicken.
I'll put a dent in it.
Yeah, sorry for all the non-Philly guys that
Yeah,
were just
sorry,
walking,
dude.
that were just
We're
walking
doing
down
Northeast
memory lane
classic.
right now. Yeah,
Dude, I take my girl to Dagwood's all the time. Like, she's from fucking Green Lane, and we go in there and she's looking around one day. She's like, "Damn, everybody here gets fucked up. Like everybody, it's like
Green
50-year-old
Lane and
moms.
Green Lane's what, Manioc or something?
No, Green Lane's like Harleysville almost. It's like Harleysville,
Oh, wow.
Green Lane. It's like a little like Pottstown, that whole little pocket.
It's weird. Sometimes I know we all have Philadelphia accents, but you go there, you really like, yeah, it's going on, man, yeah. I was thinking too, the new Superman movie that's out now. He's from Philadelphia.
Who is it?
Some actor, but he's
And he
like
plays Superman?
He's new Superman. But I was thinking like, yeah, kryptonite.
Dude, I remember you know Reedy's Tavern?
Yeah.
Remember the one chick who was a server there? She ended up being being a playmate. I forget what her name was. But I was just envisioning her.
The one in Frankfurt?
Yeah, by my house.
Arundel?
Yes. Oh, I can't think of her name. But I know her family well.
I was just picturing the mansion, like, yay.
Oh, no, it's really weird. She was on. It was
We hit an hour?
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
But she was the centerfold in August, September of 2013.
Damn, you do got a good pussy memory, John.
Well, no,
You animal.
Well,
What year was it?
2013. It was August, September.
Because I was like 23.
All right, and I just saw her name. But anyway, she was on Preston and Steve all the time.
Yeah.
They actually she was a big superstar. I don't know whatever happened to her since then.
She's all fentanyl now, dude.
Yeah.
Hollywood chewed her up and spit
Can't
her
give
out.
them a few bucks, dude. You know what I mean?
Nah.
What's her name, Val?
Val
it was Val.
Keel.
Oh, yeah.
Val Keel.
I'm sure
No,
she's
she's
still
doing all
hearing her
right.
name on a podcast.
Well, I think she lives in Arizona.
You want to come on Workforce Titans, Val?
Yeah.
Come
Yeah,
fucking drink
yeah,
highlights
yeah.
with the boys.
No, when she was there with her parents to sign an autograph the book there.
Oh, dude, I'd be fucking
But
pissed.
I'm telling you,
If I'm dead.
for some reason that night there was about 20 other girls that was prettier. They could have been Playboy
Dude,
also.
Northeast Philly's got the baddest bitches. I swear to God.
And he can't give us money, dude. I tell him all the time.
A nurse with a pill
If
problem.
I ever make significant money off of this gay fucking podcast, I'm tinting my house, dude. I'm tinting everything I got.
windows.
I'm tinting the house. I'm tinting the cars.
Spinners on the
I'm buying a
lawnmower.
big gold Jesus fucking charm, dude. That's what I'm doing with this money.
You guys down to hang for another hour? We're going to do the
Whatever,
Patreon.
whatever.
Yeah, what do you want to promote? What do you guys want to promote?
Oh, listen, I got my podcast, the
Get on there.
McGonigal Podcast on YouTube,
Yeah.
Spotify, Apple, McGonigal Podcast. Check it out.
Get on there. John, what do you got?
I work for a what do you call it? I'm a repo man for an adoption agency, but I don't think I should say their name. No, I'm kidding. I have my podcast called Kensil Culture. I do a thing where I wear suits with WID and we talk about weirdo stuff.
Hell yeah.
Kensil with a K. And
Check their shit out, dude. I got Yo, if you're in Philly tonight, I'm featuring for some black guy at Helium. Just come through from 85 South Show. Get on the Patreon, dude. Patreon.com/fostercare. Tubbs, what do you got?
Nah,
Check out Tubbs. Yo, we got T-shirts coming.
Yeah,
T-shirts,
we
stickers.
Finally on
We
the
got,
merch.
we got
dude.
wild. You know what? They have the Wildwood, the WWNJ. We got Workforce Titan stickers.
oh,
Yeah,
nice.
for
We got
hard hat
T-shirts.
stickers,
Yeah.
pocket tees. Foster was talking about some nut shit with fucking tactical sleeves and
No,
stuff like that.
he presented the tactical thing. You asked for pencil holders, and the guy said the option is fucking tactical shirts. I was like, what's tactical?
We just got pricing. We just got to figure out how to figure it out because we're retarded. But
Dude, us two trying to fucking figure out how to make a T-shirt. It was
you
like,
should see the text thread between me, him, and the T-shirt guy.
the guy's like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? But we got T-shirts. The T-shirts will be coming out. Get on the Patreon. We're gonna go live with these two. Thank you guys for coming.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah, we'll get it going.